Welcome to W Production, hosted by WilliamK. Hey, yo, we got Frozen here, Raz Nein, and okay, we can say Freon, but you like to say Frozen. Exactly. So Raz Nein and Father here, dog. Hey, yo, thank you for coming out, Father. Hey, yo, thank you, Freon, for bringing Father out and the whole 98 Entertainment crew. Thank you, Raz Nein. Thank you, dog. So I want to say, what song did you perform tonight?
I played Mango Shake. I played Geeked Up some. I always play Blackout.
Hold on. Get your hands out your face.
I played Sporadic with him.
Okay.
For the first time. It was a lot of fun.
All right. So how did you guys come up with the song for Sporadic?
So I was working on that track for a little bit with Peso Evans. He produced that track, and he posted up like, "Hey, I'm working right now," and I just hit him, and we worked pretty quick with each other.
Yeah,
got that shit back fast, and that's it.
Were you off the beam?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was probably very wholesome. I might have been a little soft.
Oh, you said off the beam?
Yeah.
I was not off the beam.
Yeah, cause
I make like, even though I be like fucked up on stage, I be mad sober making music.
You be sober making music?
That shocks me.
That shocks me too.
A lot of the best music you've heard from me is me sober.
You really?
Yeah.
That's good.
It's like at least lately, you know.
So
maybe when I was younger, a little different, but like since 2016, 17, I've been sober.
So you're sober making music, but you be out here having a bottle in your hand while you're on stage. I saw you and everything. So like, what, like, is that your thing? Like, you like to drink and have fun, but when it comes to like work and music, you just like to.
Yeah. Honestly, it's like it's because I want to say drunk thoughts in the music, but it's really sober thoughts. Like, it's like sober thoughts purely, and then when I get drunk, I feel them. Like, you know, they kind of like it feel like electricity through my body. I'm just like, yeah, I feel this.
Okay.
I used to be mad fucked up, just like saying the shit that I be thinking anyway.
You be jotting, so like when you're not sober, you be jotting like what you're thinking inside like notes and everything to be able to say inside the studio later on.
Most of the lyrics I come up with, this is me generally walking around. I'm out. I'm grocery shopping, and I'm like, I'll be reading some shit on a box.
Yeah.
I'll overhear something. I'll be watching a movie. I'll overhear something, and it's like, that applies to my life. And I turn it into a lyric.
Okay. All right. What you getting tattooed right now?
Right now, it's a drawing of me, somewhat, kind of. It's like a character with dreads, with an AK, looking out a window.
All right, who's tatting him right now? If you could say for me now.
Robbie Rapole.
And where can we find Robbie Rapole?
Instagram, all that. Ink Master. He was on YouTube, Ink Mag, all that shit, bro.
That was JTL, by the way. Hey, thank you for coming out, JTL. All right, so Raz, tell me. So you came out here, you performed the Father and everything. How did you end up getting the idea to put this event together to be like, yo, let's do this shit?
I can't take the credit for that. That's definitely Freon. This is Freon's baby. I just was put in the driver's seat to help make sure that everything ran smoothly. We had good acts and everything, so really I can thank him for that.
Yeah, I don't like. I would love. You see, that's why. Like he gave me PTSD last time from that.
It's gonna reinforce that shit a little.
All right, so from last time, you got any music videos coming out or anything?
So I'm working on 2 projects simultaneously right now. I'm working on Garage Established 2 with Peso, and then I'm working on a project with Goth Normie, and we got some shit coming as well together. So I'm really just working on a lot of shit at once, and I'm just trying to pump singles out.
All right, when can I expect these singles to come out?
Next one will come out in 2 weeks. That's a song about a dog eating a home intruder.
Dog eating a home intruder?
Yeah, I'll show it to you after this.
What? That would be in your head. Why come out with a...
Cause like, all right, so like, Peso. Peso told me. He told me like, hey, like when you hit a little creative bubble, like jot down a list of ideas, like cool topics to talk about, and like I'm not trying to regurgitate the same bullshit that like, you know, I hear like all the time, you know. I'm trying to come up with original songs but still keep my sound intact. And like, I don't know, I was thinking about rapping from the perspective of a dog, and I was just thinking about eating some motherfucker, and then shit just...
Nah, that's true art. That's true art. All right, so from the perspective of from the perspective of a dog, like what, instead of just eating the person, like what else are you doing? Like you pissing on them too? Like
I mean, that would have been a good idea. You should have been in the booth with me that day. But nah, I mean, you just gotta wait and see on the track, man. I can't give away all the sauce immediately.
you sound like father right now, dog. All right, so father, where are you from, by the way?
I'm originally from Mississippi.
Uh-huh.
My first 10 years of life was there. Then after that, I moved to Georgia, kind of like the outer Atlanta area. Spent a lot of life there, and then college was Atlanta.
Okay, so I know your first name is Santel, right?
Yes.
So why did you choose father instead of Santel? Because like, Santel's a dope ass name. So like,
I mean, well, all right. So all my life, I thought it was a stupid fucking name.
oh, okay.
I thought it was a terrible name. My aunt came up with the name. I found that out later in life, But by the time I found that out, it's too late. I was like, that's not a cool name. So, father kind of came from this idea of me listening to like Lil B.
Lil B, the bass guy.
Yeah. So it was like, I always thought it was so cool that niggas was like Lil B, the bass guy. Like it was kind of, they were addressing him as this being, this kind of like Lil B, the bass god. It sounded so fire, so I was like, I want a name that automatically invokes like, power. And I thought father was a name that kind of invoked that.
So like Little B, the bass god, do you get like pictures of like girls like writing your name on their toes and like sending it to you and everything?
Not toes.
Not toes? Like anywhere else?
I get that, like, I'm more wholesome now, so it doesn't have.
You're wholesome. So at what age were you the villain? Like were you just like, yeah?
When I was like fucking 24, and like it was constant fucking, I'm getting pictures of just, you want to see titties, daddy, like that type of shit. Like people, like when I initially came out, they was obsessed with the whole like, your father, you're this big, this like you're this young nigga named father. A lot of hoes with like
you ever been like
shit, but it was like oh daddy, like they was eating that shit the fuck up back then. Like,
you ever been like my name's not daddy, bitch, it's father. Like,
yeah. Even one time I was called it during sex, and I was disgusted.
Father or daddy?
Daddy. She called me daddy while we was fucking, and I was like, that is. I just felt filthy. I was like, this is nasty.
You're supposed to feel filthy sometimes.
But it wasn't a good. It wasn't a
bad filthy.
It was a bad filthy.
You're like, damn, I'm in one of these stepdad porns.
It was her pops had.
she liked them golden showers, huh?
Oh no!
So
yeah, that felt
her pops had passed, and I was like, I just felt disgusted.
Oh no, that's a whole extra
And I
layer.
was like, nah, that's not what I want.
How about you, Raz? You ever getting girls call you daddy?
I mean, maybe once or twice, but it's definitely probably not as much as a man named father.
All right.
Tell you what, though, if I may interject, your name does exactly what it's fucking supposed to.
Exactly.
Bro, because I was like, you already had authority with me. I was like, oh, father. Dude, there's just something that fucking feels when you say that shit.
Exactly.
I'm like, damn.
People
did it
thought
right.
like people.
I feel like we all got daddy issues.
They thought the label was a cult. For like most of my young, when we first started off and shit, like before anything really, even before shit popped off, like outside of the city, they were like, Awful Records is a cult. Yeah. They have these girls, they're part of their harem, and they sell pussy, and they're a cult. I was like,
are you into harems?
Heroin?
Harems. Like, is that your thing, harems?
Harems?
Yeah.
Women or harem?
Like the anime type shits. You feel me? Like, are you? Nah, but your name is father though.
I don't have a harem of women like back when I was younger there was I even then it was respectable, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I didn't have a harem of girls that I just brought around and had sex with and shit like that.
Alright.
It was a very respectful situation, you know what I'm saying? It was like I was very much a lover of the people that I was, that I loved.
Are you a hard lover?
And a hard lover?
Yeah.
Not as much anymore as when I was younger.
All right, so when you were younger, what did you do for love? Because I heard you be like running people over, stabbing people, like.
All right. So we had this conversation earlier. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Like I've attempted to stab. You know, in the pursuit of love, I attempted to stab someone. Like, no, you don't care about this girl. I care about her. And like, that type of shit. Die. You know what I'm saying? And now me and Shawty got 2 kids.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I, like, superior.
Hey.
Whatever the fuck.
All right.
But, like, it's because I don't know.
What song can I listen to that describes that part of you?
Spoil You Rotten.
Spoil You Rotten?
Spoil You Rotten is the most infatuated, like, I'm in love with you ass music I've ever made.
Okay.
Spoil You Rotten, and really that second album I put out, Who's Gonna Get Fucked First? That
I've heard.
Like, I am so enamored and in love, and I want to do whatever I can to give you all of me. You know what I'm saying? I don't really live and think like that anymore. It's just kind of one of those things that happens when you're younger. And I happened to capture it at that time, and I'm glad I did because like now I don't really feel and think like that. It was very childish. It was, I won't say it was childish. It was very young.
It just comes with the territory. When
Yeah.
you're young,
Do you think like the drugs and the alcohol had a big play when it comes to that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It made me think so passionately about shit. Even though, like, when I was like mad young, like the first feelings I had where I'm just like, I'm in love with love and this idea that we belong to each other. That was kind of sober, but when the drugs got involved, that became like much stronger.
So how'd you said you were from Atlanta. I know you were studying chemistry. So
Yeah.
what made you come from doing chemistry to changing into music? Or did you get your degree in chemistry?
I got no degree. I failed out.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't fail out, but like I didn't succeed in it. It was I went to school. It's kind of like, oh man, I should kind of, my mom's was like, she's in medicine, so she's like, you should go be like a pharmacist or go be, Yeah, so I went to school for that, and I'm just like, okay, I'll give it a shot. Otherwise I was like, I don't want to go to school.
What was that one of the things you wanted to be when you were younger?
No. When I was younger, I I wanted to be. I did want to be a chemist, but I didn't know what that meant.
Yeah.
When I'm a child, I'm just like,
sounds cool.
It just sounded cool. Like I'm making colors mix. It's like the colors make poof. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I was thinking about when I was little and shit. When I got older, it's like, hey, this is a lot of math. It's words in the math at that. It's
It's funny because you transfer those colors into music instead of chemistry. That's funny.
Honestly, that's what
and
I
you
feel
made chemistry from your
yeah,
music.
it's
so.
a
That's a line.
different kind of chemistry. You know what I'm saying? Like, but at the time, that shit made no sense to me. So I went to art, which is what I spent most of my time on when I was younger.
So how did you ended up building the Awful Collective?
Initially, it kind of began with
Drugs and alcohol?
no. It became that later on when niggas got lit, but initially it was kind of just like kind of finding yourself during like the early eras of just like you're just like you're freeing yourself from the matrix of things, and it's just like you're growing your hair out, you're fucking
How do you
subscribing to the shit that you think is normal of society. And I can't explain it. It was just some weird. It's kind of like the shit that happens when you're in college.
Yeah.
So like I started hanging with my homies that was like, yeah, we do music shit. Like
how do you feel about like the Matrix and everything? Do you feel like that's an actual thing, like, or do you think like people are like really sheep and they're just sleeping, or what's your like from somebody who had a big part to play during risk? How did that wake you up during the Matrix?
Man, honestly, I don't judge anybody for participating in the things like the ongoings of life. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of like it's hard to break out of shit. Sometimes you're not really built for that. To take control of your life and to take control of, I won't say the people around you or anything like that, but to just to make life fuck for you.
Why do you feel that way?
it's just it's sometimes it's easier just to work.
Yeah.
And be a bee, like a worker bee, and make the machine turn. You know what I'm saying? It's but some people aren't comfortable with that. I was never comfortable with that, and that's kind of why I failed and flunked out of school. Even though all throughout high school and shit, up to that point, I was very good at that shit. I was very good at taking fucking tests. I was like, I can get an A real easy.
Okay.
And then I got to college and I could not do it. I was like, because it's on you to become really good at that.
Yeah.
And that shit is not as easy as just like
What people think.
and circling some answers. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be really, really good at being a worker bee to succeed at college. And that's when I realized I wasn't good at it.
And then you started blowing up.
Yeah.
All right, so from the college life to blowing up, like, what was the experience? Like, what?
That was just me living life and meeting people and
No, I'm not talking about like the living life. Like when you blew up, were you just like, oh my fucking god, like, like I fuck college. Like, you feel me? Like, what was it?
No, that was by then I was much more removed. By then I was like I had a job. Like,
Yeah.
You know, just trying to make bread and pay rent. type
Okay.
shit.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. You got any music that I can hear coming out later? Like any more? Like any albums you got coming out?
Man.
Anything that talks about like the kids you're having or anything?
Shit, no.
No.
Because nobody want to hear that.
No. Nah. Right.
I mean, if you want to listen to like, hey, Ryan, you.
Wait, is it kind of like the Chance the Rapper? I love my wife type style.
You know what? See that scared a lot of niggas out of being like, I love
Wholesome.
my wife. But again, it's like it's just what the fuck, you know.
So do you feel like being wholesome? You feel like nobody wants to hear somebody be wholesome?
No, I don't.
You don't want to hear somebody be
I don't
wholesome?
give a like, no, I don't.
No?
Like, nigga, I mostly listen. All right, so I sit. I drive. I get in my car and I go do what the fuck I gotta do.
Yeah.
And I'm listening to fucking 90s goth music. I'm listening to fucking ESTG talk about selling drugs and fucking up his community. You know what I'm saying? It's like very few people want to hear about you being great for your fucking community. And, it doesn't matter how hard you make the beat. Nobody want to hear that shit. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. And you can make it in a way to where you can say that and it's a thing. But nobody wants to take the time to do that. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm not gonna be the nigga to take the time to do that.
How about you, Raz?
I think it's more of like a rap specific issue
It's
though.
a rap specific
Like,
issue.
yeah, because other genres, you can hear somebody talk about whatever, literally anything. It's more limitless. Where in rap, you're kind of in like, all right, you got to talk about these 5 things: either killing somebody, fucking somebody, doing these drugs, doing whatever. I mean, you can talk about other shit, but you're gonna fall into a different box for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Are you scared of falling into that box?
Me?
Yeah.
Man, not really.
Not really. How
I'm
about
already in that box. Like, I'm fucking 32, nigga. Like,
you got kids in the life?
I'm not no young 20-year-old nigga and shit where it's just like, oh, like, if the thing is like, if I make music that sounds as if I'm 22, they're gonna be like, you're an old nigga, go be an old nigga.
So what song can I hear now that shows me like who you are now and like what you're doing now and like your age?
I think the last album I put out is a good establishment of me being in my current age.
Okay.
But talking about, because the thing is, like, you don't really change that much. People assume you hit 30 and it's like, oh, I mean, it's kind of crazy because like you're saying, y'all talk to me and it's like, he's 30, he talks about his family and shit like that. It is true, but it's like, you've seen me on stage, you've seen me put this Henny to my mouth 1,000 times. It's like I haven't suddenly solved all the problems in my life. You know what I'm saying?
Would you call yourself an alcoholic?
Of course.
Yeah.
No. I don't lie to myself about anything. No. I am an alcoholic. No, I be drinking. A nigga like me be drinking. But it's kind of good. Like, motherfuckers since my time period have kind of steered from that generation of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is good. It's good.
All right.
I kind of grew up in that age of college where it was kind of like that was the entry.
Yeah.
It was like, we having a party every weekend, and it kind of got me into that lifestyle, and then I carried on.
So do you still solve your problems through alcoholism, or do you like try to figure out different ways to solve your problems these days?
I'll say yeah. I do attempt now to solve my problems in different ways than drinking. In terms of like, let me go hit the gym. Let me go try to work out more. Let me go fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like even like when we set up this show. So I'm coming here for this show, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna stay in the hotel. I'm at the gym today, and because really that's the shit they always say. Let's go work out, man. Let's go work out. And it's like sometimes it's like, nah, bro, I want to hit the fucking. You know what I'm saying? But it just depends. It really depends. It's kind of one of those ongoing struggle. You know, my dad was an alcoholic. Like, his eyes yellow. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be that nigga.
Yeah, I understand. I know that.
I met that nigga all of 2-3 times in my life. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be that nigga. My kids gonna know me.
Hey.
So.